everyone. Welcome to our mashup of the 3-minute videos for the week. This is our second one of 2021. So that's how we're going to be rolling from this point forward is 4 videos, 1 mashup. So hopefully you enjoy it. We're going to also be posting this on our podcast. So if you prefer to listen, maybe one day on your way into work, you've got that option too. So go to Apple iTunes and subscribe to our podcast. You can get that. And we're also interviewing some ridiculously amazing agents. But this is a farewell. So this is the final in the series of 11 ways to be ridiculously amazing this year. Thank you for allowing us to take you on this journey. But without further ado, we're going to kick it off so you can hear the final 4 ways your agency needs to be ridiculously amazing this 2021. So for our first ridiculously amazing tip of the week, it's all about Eeyores and Tiggers. And we know that Eeyores are fun to be around and happy and excited, and Eeyores tend to be a little more glum. And if your agency wants to be ridiculously amazing, you need to keep finding Tiggers and replace those Eeyores. So without further ado, let's get to this tip on the ridiculously amazing 2021 Agent Manifesto. Hey everyone, welcome to our next point strategy on our 2021 ridiculously amazing Agent Manifesto, which is, are you an Eeyore or a Tigger? And honestly, in insurance agencies, we find that some people are also piglets, which is just that kind of fun, mellow, chill person. But the Eeyores really stick out as people with amazing insurance careers that are driven, excited, want to fuel change. The Eeyores are also very noticeable. This is the person that when you're walking by the hallway, you hope doesn't talk to you. They say, oh, another Monday. And almost anything that comes across is just a disaster problem, want. And you know who I'm talking about. You might know some in your personal life. You might even have one in an agency. But I'm here to tell you that, really we all need to be focused on being Tiggers. Tiggers are much more fun. The agency's fuels and grows faster, which means more opportunity for you. And so if you look at the whole day like it's happening to you rather than for you, you're going to see that yours pop up more than they should. But the bottom line is this: attitude is definitely a choice. So when you choose your attitude in the morning, you can choose to wake up with gratitude and be thankful that it's, you wake up, where you choose to say, oh my gosh, it's so cold out, it's Monday, it's this. That's a choice. And you have to reprogram your brain. You might start thinking, oh my gosh, it's cold, but then you can think, oh my gosh, I'm up and I'm alive and today's the greatest day ever. Because here's the thing, it also costs way more energy to fight rather than just listen and work through it. The one thing I don't understand about yours is when they find conflict or something is going on that they don't agree with, why they kind of fuel that versus just asking questions like, well, tell me, how does that work? I'm a little uncomfortable here. What can we do to get through that? It's not about personal development. It's about keeping up those boundaries. Like, no, I am going to be a rain cloud today, no matter what you do to me. They'd rather judge things and experience it. So it's like, well, I'll wait and see. We'll see if that actually sticks. And I hate hearing that because I'm like, well, it's only going to stick if we all work together. And ultimately, you're miserable the way things are. Well, you got to be miserable without change too, and try to figure out change. For people who tend to be more negative and tend to get stuck in the weeds and the downside of everything, I always think, and I got trained this a long time ago, when I start getting upset or frustrated, like my husband's socks on the bedroom floor, it's always like, will this matter in a year? And I think to myself, the socks may still be in there in a year, but I do not want to lose my marriage over socks, and kind of pops me into place of what's the perspective I need to be taking. And then the bottom line is, remember, not everybody is the same. When we hear things like, well, our clients don't, or my clients don't want to be texted. My clients, they are just so price sensitive. I think to myself, so all 700,000 of your clients, whatever it is, they're all this way. You only have one type of persona in your whole book of business. And I just think to myself, like, man, somebody somewhere along the way needs to kind of work with you to say, hold on, see the opportunity, try harder, try different. And when you think about it, Tiggers are so much more fun. And when you get a team of Tiggers, and I hope you listen to our 2 podcasts this month, because we talked to 2 amazing agencies that really divorced themselves from Eeyores, went through that challenge, and it's a process. But they're having so much more fun now, and they're accomplishing so much more. And they're fired up because they get to do the things they want to do. They're not held back by the Eeyores. So just remember, we have a new course. You'll hear more about it after we play the 2021 Agent Manifesto video. As we get through all these, we're going to retire it. You won't see them forever and ever and ever in these 3-minute videos, I promise you. But we do want to, we don't know which videos people hit. So it's important for me to play it as many times as we can to get the message across this year. So check out our new course. It's all to have those conversations about rate, which are so important. It's about sitting down and saying to yourself, hey, how do I limit remarketing, get back more of my time, and have more valuable interactions with clients? And we're going to drop in that new manifesto next so you can see it, because it does get you fired up, right? It's a Monday. You want to get fired up. So take a listen, check out the new course. It's 33% off until the end of January. And hopefully we're going to see you, big virtual hug, on our next 3-minute video. Thanks so much, everybody. Our next strategy is all about how to have that conversation about rate. We find all too often people kind of shy away from it, want to go into problem-solving mode, let me reshop you. I mean, we need to stop and have that conversation first. You don't know what you're going to find, and you could save yourself valuable time. So listen to our next ridiculously amazing agent tip. Hey everyone, so this next 3-minute video is really all about how do we have this conversation about rate? And this is one of the things that I've just become incredibly concerned about, but also inspired by, because I think I've stumbled upon a core problem that we have, especially in small commercial and personal lines. And that is that for many of us, we're trying to dive in to solve a rate problem. Either we look at the download and we make an assumption the person's not going to like the rate. The client calls in, or we're proactively making renewal review calls. We see the rate and it freezes us up. There is just a lot of tension, anxiety, et cetera, around insurance rates. And I can understand it, but I also want to make sure that we have a plan, because it can be awkward. And when there's awkwardness, a lot of us kind of have this fear. We have a fear, oh my gosh, the client's going to leave, they're going to be upset. And our body kind of goes into defense mode of how do we solve this and get out of it as quick as possible. And I want to take some time and just rewire our brains. We don't necessarily need to jump into problem-solving mode. We need to jump into conversation mode. So how can we have an adult, professional conversation about rate versus, oh my gosh, let me fix this for you. I'm going to go reshop you. I'm going to do all these things. We're going to get the rate down. And just take a moment, take a deep breath, and start a conversation. There's a million things that could cause rate. Could be the carrier, could be weather, could be claims, could be something the client did, could be that discount fell off. We just need to take a deep breath and do our job, which is to really empower the client and educate them and lead them. And so when we jump into problem-solving mode, we get anxious and we placate the client. And I want everyone just to slow down, take a deep breath, say, let's have a conversation about rate. And that means you have to have trust in your skills to take an assessment and ask those questions so that you, the insurance agent, the account manager, the CSR, the producer, whoever it is, can then make a plan for the client of what's best. And a reshop's not always best. It can lead to inspections, discounts falling off, loyalty discounts, coverage differences, all sorts of things. So we need to just have a conversation and provide people options, because remarketing is really the last tool in your toolkit. It's the most labor intensive tool. So instead, what we need to do is we need to get the whole picture and then devise a plan. And honestly, this is what our newest course is all about. It's all about this. It's all about how do we stop for a minute and have that conversation about rate, whether it's proactive or reactive, they're calling us. The newest course breaks down a whole framework of what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and what's our plan. So if you follow this sort of checklist about rate, we should come out the end with less remarkets and improved retention. And so we hope you take that and take a look at it. If you're listening to this real time between January 15th and February 1st, we are offering 33% off. So it's $695. After that, it's $995, and you own the course outright, or you can subscribe in our pack and get that in all of our quarterly videos. So it's really up to you what you feel best. But hopefully you understand that anxiety about rate, take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. We just need to have a conversation.
Hey, did you hear the good news? Our latest agency performance pack is ready. And this is a standalone course that you can get for your agency. And it's all about how to have the icky conversation about rates and insurance. We see so many people so fearful about talking to clients about rate. And we want to empower you with the best strategies of how to handle rate. This includes reducing remarketing and how to have those conversations without losing a client. But all too often, our own fear gets in the way and it stops us from really doing a great job about talking about rate and insurance. And so we want to stop that for insurance agencies. If you're seeing over remarketing, if you're seeing a hesitation on rate, if you're seeing clients go elsewhere because we don't have a great plan for it, this is the course for you. And the good news is, for the next 2 weeks, well, I should say until February 1st, we're doing 30% off. So you get the course, which is all online. You can take it as you want. There's quizzes, there's workbook, there's role-playing videos, there's scripts. There's everything that you need to help have the conversation a little easier. And you own it forever. You can also go ahead and do something different. We also have our agency performance pack, which is all of our online training as a subscription. So you get sales, retention, time management, how to turn every inbound call into opportunity, this rate handling course, and we add a new course in every quarter. So your team is constantly trained. So it's a system for you to hold yourself accountable to training and your team. So we hope that you check it out. Can't wait to see you and welcome you as a new student, or for our existing students, you might want to buy this course, or next step, if you haven't, think about the agency performance pack, which has all of this in here. If you believe in training your team, remember, it's your biggest investment. Your biggest investment is your team. Let's get this done so that 2021 is the year that you empower your team with a plan and the best tools. We will see you as new students in the course.
An educated client tends to be a more loyal client, and that's why we selected this next tip for you. We want to make sure that you're educating and using knowledge to really be the sword against price. Because when people are confused, they don't know what they're paying for, they will lean on price. So if we can consistently at every turn, when they're making a payment, getting an auto ID card, or getting a certificate, educate, you will find you have a better client, a more loyal client, and one that values you as your agent and doesn't make it about price. Check out this next video as we discuss that topic. All right, so here's our next ridiculously amazing agent strategy for 2021. I can't believe we're at 10 out of 11, so we're getting there. We're almost at the finish line. And this one is kind of a bigger picture item that I just think we all need to really think about. Is we're so frustrated by clients who are price sensitive all the time. And hopefully in the strategies we've been talking about in January, you're realizing that sometimes we do this to ourselves. We create scenarios where we make it about price and lean into the trap that the customer is giving us because that's what they have to evaluate it on. So this one is we use knowledge as the sword to fight against price. And why this is so valuable, I think, is an educated customer really is a better customer. Now you might be saying, but Kelly, no one cares about insurance. No one wants to learn about insurance. I talk all day about insurance. And they say, you know what, that's right. My husband doesn't want to sit down and have a 90-minute conversation about what insurance coverage is. But he does want to talk about the things he loves that you're protecting. And so we need to walk a fine line of being able to show our value through education. And really our number one goal is every single time a client calls us, we need to improve their day and leave them better educated. That's where it all starts. We have to break out of this transaction mode of, I changed the vehicle, I took the payment. No, stop and take a moment and educate. Even if they say no to what you're educating them on, that's okay. They left better. They can make an informed decision. And in the claim time, they know what they have a little bit more. We can't use insurance speak when we're educating because that just confuses people. And when someone's bought the same thing for 15 years and you're talking them and it's going whoosh, guarantee you're losing them, and they shut down because they're embarrassed and they feel like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I've never needed it till now, so see you, bye. We set ourselves up for that. And bottom line is we want to make sure our client understands. And this means if they say, okay, yeah, we have to stop and say, ask a question, say, hey, what do you know about? What do you know about comprehensive coverage? That's a great way to open up the conversation. I don't really know that much. Perfect. These are little things that we can do to make sure our clients understand versus just coming at them direct, puking up insurance knowledge and expecting them to get it. We also need to really think about verbal versus electronic communication. Those are great for confirmations, little quick hits, but we also need to use our voice, our vocal cords. This is a lost art, talking on the phone. We need to get that back. We want to show our value. You have to think about, am I making this about price right now? Am I jumping into a remarket too quickly? Am I overthinking price? Or am I having the conversation, which was our last strategy, the conversation about price? We all need to show up and have that conversation, because here's the thing, your role in insurance is to not just talk about, rate and price. Your role is to really be their tour guide and make it about coverage and finding something in their budget. And that's all we got to do. So we need to use knowledge, and knowledge just doesn't happen in the time of peril. It doesn't just happen when it's, it doesn't just happen when the time is necessary. It happens when someone's making a payment. It happens on the little stuff. I need an auto ID card. It happens at those moments just as much as the big ones. The big ones are almost too late. So hope you enjoy this one. Stay tuned. Our last 2020 strategy is coming and launching soon. We'll talk to you then. So this is our final video, and I picked this one specifically to be last, which is that we have the honor to protect what people work hard for. This is not a job. This is not a task. This is not a checkbox. This is the honor of saying, hey, you go to work every day. You work really hard. What are we protecting? And that's how we have to treat every touch point with a customer. If in our head, it's our honor. Imagine if a nurse or a doctor kind of just treated you like a checkbox. You wouldn't feel very good. And too often in agencies, we're doing this. So enjoy our final tip, and I'll be back to bring us home. Hi, everyone. This is Kelly Donahue-Pirro for the final ridiculously amazing insurance agent strategy of 2021, which is part of our manifesto, things you're going to be hearing about all year from us. So please make sure you subscribe so you can get the daily dose, or look for our weekly recap on our podcast, as well as we'll be emailing that out to everybody. This one is particularly important, and I want to make sure we all take a moment and really think about this, because so often we see clients kind of treat insurance like price and a necessary evil, and we end up doing the same exact thing, and it devalues us. And I really want to fight against that this year. And that's why I selected the very last one to be that we have to recognize that we have the honor of protecting what people work hard for. So let me break that down. First of all, it's an honor, okay? It is an honor to say that whatever everybody's going out, being away from their families or having a family-based business, whatever they're working for, we get to make sure that if the worst things happen, they're going to be okay. That's an honor. That is not just something to take lightly. It's not just, I get a bill in the mail. It's not your cable bill. It's not your cell phone bill. This is an honor. And it's an art, it's a craft, it's a trade. So you have to really think about the fact that this isn't just something to take lightly. And then remember, your role every single day is to protect what people work hard for. So they're going out just like you every day to work. You're doing this for your families. You're doing this for whatever reasons you have. And if the worst happens, you want to know someone has your back. And that's what we have to take seriously. When we take it seriously and we present that way, the client starts feeling that and moving in our direction. When we treat it like a transaction, like a bill, they're going to do the same. And that devalues us and honestly gives our industry a very bad name. So you have to decide, is this a job, a career, or a calling? Do you feel connected to it? Do you love what you do every day? If it's a job, you're always going to struggle with this. You're going to just do the task and want to get home as quick as humanly possible. If it's a career, you're invested in. And if it's a calling, you're passionate about making sure this happens right. Because at the end of the day, we have to reject that idea of tasks. We've talked about that in several of these videos. We are not here to do a task. We are here to have an outcome. When the outcome is complete protection for that client. And they have the right to reject that, but we have to educate and lead them. If we're educating them and leading them with an open heart and with passion, they're going to sense that. If we just say, well, you should think about an umbrella policy. Okay, I thought about it. I'm good. I don't even know what I said no to. All I did was just say no because I don't feel like talking about it or having, another bill for my insurance. When I understand it, I can make an intelligent decision. And that's something we have to take as our role, our mission. And I also want to make sure that you understand that, your passion matters. When you're passionate about something with a client, they feel that. They make decisions differently. When you take it as just another thing to ask to check off the list, they understand that too. And they also check it off their list. But lastly, as we're shooting this video, it's 2021, the brand new year, and we're sort of in the coronavirus. I don't know where we are in it. I don't think anybody knows. I think we're hopeful and optimistic that there's a light at the end of this tunnel. But remember, during this time frame, insurance was considered essential. And so what that means is that we are an important part of the economy. We are an important part of protecting people. And if we need to consider ourselves essential, not something that people can just say, take the bill and leave. I understand no one wants to spend more time than they have to on their insurance, but they can spend more time than they have to because they like their insurance agent. And that's what we're trying to drive in here. So we hope that you've enjoyed our manifesto series, and we hope that you consider joining us on a 2-year journey. We're only accepting 20 agents. We've already have a few sign up. So on how to become ridiculously amazing. If not, we have all of our programs still online and lots of different ways to work together. But check them all out, because if this struck a chord with your agency, there is no time like now. We'll work on team buy-in. We'll find the time in the day, and I will get your team to adopt these strategies. So hopefully we'll see you soon. And tomorrow we'll have the full recap of this week's mashup videos. Take care, everybody. And thank you for watching our 2021 Agent Manifesto video series. Hey everyone, it's Kelly Donahue-Pero here, and I'm going to just cue up that video one more time, the Ridiculously Amazing Agent Manifesto, the most motivational 1 minute you'll have in your insurance day. In case this is your first time listening to it, I don't want you to miss out. We created a 1 minute video of what it means to be ridiculously amazing in 2021. So as we end this, and there's a little message for you afterwards too, so make sure you keep listening. Let's cue it up, Maestro, one more time on their 2021 Ridiculously Amazing Agent Manifesto.
I'm Kelly Donahue-Pero, and I'm leading the charge of making insurance agencies ridiculously amazing. You may be wondering what that entails. Ridiculously amazing agents outlast the suck of change. They enthusiastically try, even when it's uncomfortable. They're never busy and always productive, and they would never email a quote without a conversation to a prospect or client. They are consistently proactive and reject reactive strategies. They remember to slow down, to speed up, and they don't make sales a dirty word. They have a Tigger mentality, and they reject Eeyores every chance they get. They are not intimidated by having a conversation about insurance rates. They are an educator that uses knowledge as the sword to fight against price. Ultimately, they recognize the honor they have of protecting what people work hard for. If you want to become a ridiculously amazing agency, let's take the next steps together.
So thank you everyone for following us on this journey. We hope that you continue to take these messages because we're going to be beating them like a drum for the rest of the year. If you're interested, we've got different ways to work with us, everything from buying process packs online from us to coaching hours to our full agency performance program. But our mission this year is to get people to adapt these strategies so that your agency can become ridiculously amazing. Any questions, feel free to reach out. We're always here for you. Have a ridiculously amazing weekend. All right, everybody, one more thing before you go. We have totally redone our podcast. So everything that you know in the past has been thrown out, pushed aside, and now we're doing a brand new podcast. We're actually interviewing 2 ridiculously amazing agents every single month. And the real goal of this podcast is to talk about agencies with team members. So they have somewhere 8, 10, 12, 15, 25 plus team members on there, because when you have team, your biggest goal has to be, your biggest investment is maximizing your team. And so we're going to dive deep into your people and how to train them and your people issues and the things that you can do to set the strategies for your team to perform. First up on January 1st launch was Vanessa Kimball with the Kimball Group. You might know her from Hawksoft or IAOA. And now today, the 15th, we're also launching Gina and Joe Clevenger from Indiana. They've been long-term clients and friends of ours. So hopefully you can dive into how they're transforming their agency to get the agency of their dreams, the one they deserve, the one that doesn't make it so hard on them all the time, and how their staff has really come around to adopting more structure, more guidance, and finding out that through our strategies, it's making their lives easier. So make sure you check out our Ridiculously Amazing podcast. If you're listening to this on our podcast, thank you for subscribing, or if you haven't subscribed, subscribe today. Our mashups will be there of the 3-minute videos every Friday and 2 podcasts a month, some ridiculously amazing insurance agents. But you guys know that's not all. I'll probably throw a few curveballs in there every now and again. So looking forward to it. Check out our Ridiculously Amazing Agent podcast. You can find it on Apple iTunes.